What's up, fight fans? I'm Jim Grieshaber here with UFC bantamweight Frankie Saenz in Parker, Arizona at the Blue Water Resort and Casino for the Elite Amateur Fight League Westcoast Regional Championship. Team California set to take on Team Arizona in a state versus state, team versus team amateur MMA competition. Frankie, this is your first time at an event like this. What are your thoughts so far?
Well, Jim, we have seen team versus team on the professional level of MMA, but never on the amateur level. And I think an elite level national amateur platform is way overdue.
No doubt, Frankie. It makes me excited about the future of the sport, and I can't wait to see the talent in that cage behind us tonight.
Jim, we definitely have some awesome talent here tonight. On the Arizona side, we've seen these fighters compete during rough MMA promotions all year to earn a spot on the team.
Meanwhile, on the California side, they come out of great gyms like Team Quest and ISD. Some are bringing their California State Championship titles here with them tonight. They want to add the title of West Coast Regional Champion to their list of accomplishments.
Jim, this sold-out crowd is on its way in, and this place is going to be rocking.
California takes on Arizona for the West Coast Regional Championship right here, Parker, Arizona, the Blue Water Resort and Casino, after this short break.
Now is the time to invest in the Elite Amateur Fight League, the NCAA version of mixed martial arts. Imagine a world without a college football national champ or without March Madness. Now is your opportunity to become part of the ownership group that brings that Final Four excitement to the sport of MMA. Come be part of the only national amateur MMA league in the country. Be part of sports history. Own a piece of the Elite Amateur Fight League. The future fights here. Invest today on WeFunder.com.
Jim Grieshaber and Frankie Saenz back here cage side with you at the Blue Water Resort and Casino in Parker, Arizona. The EAFL Western Region Championship on the line at 125. David Lopez and Brandan Olivas, Frankie.
I'm Brandan Olivas from Siege MMA. Training camp went really well. I've been training extra hard for this one, working every aspect of my game. I'm going to beat him on the feet. I'm going to beat him on the ground. I'm going to beat him in the walkout. I'll beat him everywhere. Team California, David Lopez, protect your neck.
My name is David Lopez. I train at a Team Quest in Temecula. Training camp went very well. Expect fireworks. I'm going to put this guy to sleep in the first round. Team Arizona thinks we're stepping up, but Team California is going to put you away.
All right, well, here we have it for you. Fighting out of the red corner is Olivas. Lopez out of the blue, in the blue for Team California. Olivas in the burgundy trunks of Team Arizona. Some heavy exchanges here early on. Olivas looking for the takedown, able to sprawl out of it is Lopez. He's pinned against the cage now. Olivas working hard, pushing him against the fence and trying to maintain or establish top position.
Olivas is a purple belt. You know, I know he's been training since he was a youngster, since he was about 15 years old. He's been doing a lot of jiu-jitsu. What he's doing is trying to get control up here against the fence and slowly climb up. Now he's got this body lock. It's controlled, but David Lopez getting up to his feet. Now he's got to get off that fence.
A wrestler against a jiu-jitsu artist. Of course, Lopez is the wrestler, Olivas the jiu-jitsu artist. And this matchup between the California Krakens and the Arizona Apollos. This is a team competition with the Elite Amateur Fight League. Each team that wins a match is awarded points.
And you know, this is part of the game where, you know, a lot of people don't like to watch a lot of this cage control here. But this is the most grinding part of MMA. You know, you gotta force your will. You gotta get head control. Both these guys are kind of switching back and forth. You know, it's taxing on your body. Nice knee landed by Oliveras. Good control up against the fence. Let's see if he tries to get it back to the ground, and he is. He has a body lock there. Good head position.
Lopez trying to reverse it. Olivas has been pushing him up against the cage for the better part of this first round. Almost got him down with the trip. Fighting it off is Lopez.
Yeah, Lopez is doing a good job about not getting taken down, but he has spent most of this round against the fence.
And that's tiring, but now Lopez
nice
able to get top position.
Nice sweep back on top. He has that leg hook there. Oliveras looking for the sweep. He's looking to take his back, and he has good position right here up against the fence. David Lopez is a little bit out of control. He needs to turn around and face him. Otherwise, Olivas is going to take his back.
Olivas working hard to try to get that back of Lopez, who's trying to squirm out of it. They've fought most of this first round up against the fence in this 125-pound final of the Elite Amateur Fight League Western Championship here in Parker, Arizona. The California Krakens and the Arizona Apollos, the opening matchup. A KO or a TKO. Stoppage, strikes, or forfeit is worth 7 points. A submission is 6. A unanimous decision 4, split decision 3, a draw or a loss is worth 0. The team with the most points at the end of the night will win. And a nice reversal by David Lopez, who now gets top position on Brandan Olivas as we come to the close of round number 1. Lopez wailing away on the body of Olivas. And round number 1 is in the books, Frankie Signs. Brandan Olivas, even though he didn't score much in that round, maintained controlling position against the fence, and Lopez at the end with the reversal, finishing the round on top with some strikes.
Yeah, Olivas, he established good cage control. He took him down a couple times off the cage, but when you take him down, you got to make sure that you're transitioning to that next move. He wasn't transitioning, kind of got sloppy a little bit, and David Lopez was able to reverse him. Good first round. These boys kind of went at it right off the bat. Let's see how they come out in their second round. Loosen up a little bit. Let's see what kind of advice these coaches are getting them. And let's get back to work.
As we get set for round number 2, referee Nick Jones. And Lopez in the blue, Olivas in the burgundy red. Here they come to the center of the cage for round number 2. Leg kick to open it up from Lopez as they square off and size each other up. Getting going with the second round, an inside leg kick from Lopez, and now a kick to the midsection. Front kick from Lopez hits Olivas. And now a kick from Olivas lands to that left side of the abdomen of Lopez. And now Lopez pushing Olivas against the fence, Frankie, here in round number 2.
Yeah, Olivas is trying to get him to the ground, establish that control, which nice takedown, nice body lock there. He's up inside mount, but good scramble by Brandan. Let's see if he tries to roll out of here, look for an arm bar or something, but he's a little too high. Brandan should be able to get out, come out that back door, and establish top control.
Here's that classic ground matchup between a wrestler and a jiu-jitsu artist, and Olivas is the jiu-jitsu guy, Lopez the wrestler, grappling at his finest on the ground right now.
And a lot of these are just scramble positions. It's about who's going to win these positions, who's going to stay tight and not get caught. Brandan needs to make sure he's not taking that arm out. He seems to be in pretty good control there. That arm over. Oh, nice. Nice back take there. He sat him there. Let's see if he can establish position, hook that leg in. He's got the back.
Good job by Olivas, and that jiu-jitsu coming in handy now. Scrambling for position across that bottom, working his way in, trying to get that rear naked choke. He's got it. But he doesn't exactly have his back. He's kind of from off to the side with it, Frankie.
He's kind of got it right on the chin there. If he gets both those legs in, stretches them out, he'll be able to work and establish position here.
And he's got the back of David Lopez. Brandan Olivas looking to get Team Arizona on the board here with a win in round number 2 over David Lopez. A submission would be worth 6 points for Arizona and would be a great start for the Apollos.
It's a bad spot for David Lopez. First of all, it's exhausting. Getting out of this position is something you really can't explain.
Until you try to do it, right?
Yeah, but he's on his neck. He's got him stretched out. But David Lopez is fighting down there. He's not giving up easy.
Big shots from Olivas from top position. Now he's got the body triangle on him. And Lopez in big trouble. Olivas in outstanding position now to finish this fight here in round number 2.
Yeah, Lopez is trying to get to his back here. He's trying to do anything. When you get in this position, you're trying to do anything. You're trying to just survive. You can relax on top here, Brandan, he's nice and relaxed. He's where he likes to be. He's been here a million times. And, he's just going to play the game. 10 seconds left. He's just going to win the round. He's going to stay up on top.
Oh, good. He's got his back and he's got the triangle and the rear naked locked in. And that is going to do it for round number 2. David Lopez survives the jiu-jitsu of Brandan Olivas, who, at least from what I've seen so far, had won that second round and maybe round number 1, Frankie. Great performance, though, on the ground from the Siege MMA product. His coach, Santino DeFranco, has to be really happy with what he did there from the middle to the end of round number 2.
Yeah, you know, Santino's a good coach. You know, he's good in the corner. He's going to give him the right advice right here. You know, David Lopez, he came out. He tried to push the pace. He accomplished what he tried to do.
Ready for this third and final round, and here they come. Each one trying to get their team off to a great start here tonight with some points. Remember, it's a team competition. A couple of quick outside leg kicks from Lopez to that left leg of Olivas to start the round, and Olivas immediately shooting in for a takedown on the wrestler and pins him up against the cage, similar to the way round number 1 started, Frankie.
Yeah, he's got him up against the cage. Again, he's in a little bad position. He's got to get that foot down. David Lopez is controlling that ankle, and you know, he's in a good wrestling position right here. David's comfortable in this position. We're here all the time and you're wrestling. You know, that's what you want to do when you're a wrestler. You want to make your opponent wrestle.
Olivas is trying to overcome that sprawl of Lopez. He's got that one leg locked, the left leg of Lopez, trying to hang on to that and maneuver for position as he was able to do in round number 2 to gain top position and finish the round with some ground and pound. But Lopez here pounding on that right leg of Olivas. And now a nice job by Lopez to take top position.
Nice.
On Olivas.
Let's see what Lopez can do here. You know, he's got position. He's got to posture up. Brandan Olivas is looking for that head control.
The arm bar.
The head.
He's got the arm bar sunk in. Lopez, nice job pulling out of it. And now Olivas in a bad position against that cage.
You know,
pounded into the body.
Yeah, Olivas has got to get up. He's got to move here. His head's down. You know, he's in this position. It's exhausting, but he's got to work. He's got to work. David Lopez, you know, defending that single very well. You know, in on a sprawl. He's just controlling here, you know. Although I do have Brandan winning this fight, 2 rounds to none. I think David Lopez, oh, here we go.
Lopez on top of Olivas. Olivas losing control of that right leg of Lopez. Trying to use that to jiu-jitsu for all it's worth right now. And he's taking big shots to the body and now to the side of the head. Lopez, big punches here to the side of the head of Brandan Olivas in round number 3. And Olivas better get out of there. Yeah, he's in big trouble.
Olivas has got to move. He's been making a lot of mistakes on the ground and kind of putting himself, he's kind of put himself in these bad positions.
Olivas still working, so referee Nick Jones allowing it to continue. Lopez having his way with Olivas here in round number 3.
Yeah, Olivas has got to get his head up, and he's got to, you know, at least change up to that double. Or if he's going to keep that single, he's rolling back to his guard. And this is the same thing as before, you know. He's just kind of putting himself in bad positions because he's not getting up.
Lopez and Olivas, the flyweights here tonight. 10 seconds remaining in the fight. If Olivas can hold on, he very well might win this after those first 2 rounds. But Lopez has dominated round number 3, and that's it. That was the end of round number 3, and we will have the decision in a minute. But a great performance in the opening 2 rounds by Brandan Olivas of the Arizona Apollos. Dominating in round number 3, however, was David Lopez of the California Kraken.
You know, that's a good job with David, you know, coming out, winning that 3rd round. I mean, he knew he had to win that 3rd round. I think he had to finish that round. But, you know, he ended up strong. He's a brawler. He's a wrestler. He's going to keep grinding you. And, you know, he made Brandan work on bottom there.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of fighting, we take a look at the judges' scorecard in his opening round matchup of the EAFL Western Region Finals. Judge Chris Hayes scores this bout 29-28, Olivas. Judge Dennis O'Connell scores the bout 29-27, Lopez. And Judge Gonzalo Valenzuela scores the bout 29-28 for your winner by split decision. Fighting out of the blue corner and representing the California Crackers, David Lopez. And with that victory, David Lopez earns 4 points for the California Crackers to get them on the board first here tonight.
We'll be back after the break.